A 6-year-old just shook the entire royal family with 6 words. What was supposed to be a simple, sweet family moment turned into a royal reckoning, thanks to Prince Louis and his unfiltered honesty. The youngest member of the Wales household, known for his cheeky smiles and charming antics, has suddenly become the center of a brewing royal controversy. Why? Because during a private family celebration, little Louis said something so direct, so raw, that froze the room and left Queen Camilla visibly rattled. Was it just childish innocence, or a glimpse into the private tensions behind palace walls? Let's break down the moment that has the internet buzzing, and what it could mean for the monarchy's future. The scene was supposed to be joyful, a quiet family celebration behind closed doors. Think laughter, homemade decorations, and handwritten notes exchanged among loved ones. In an effort to make the day extra heartfelt, the children were invited to write little thank you letters to those they appreciated most. A cute, harmless tradition until it wasn't. While Prince George and Princess Charlotte quietly composed thoughtful notes to their grandparents and other family members, it was Louis's turn to share his message. The room likely expected something adorable. What they got was a storm. Louis proudly held up a note thanking his maternal grandparents, Carol and Michael Middleton, for always playing games with him. Sweet, wholesome, innocent. But then someone, perhaps with a playful nudge, asked why Queen Camilla wasn't mentioned. And that's when everything changed. Louis, without hesitation, replied, "She's lying." The room went silent. What had just been a festive moment suddenly felt like stepping on a thin ice. All eyes turned toward the youngest royal. Kate, ever the composed mother, moved quickly, gently placing a hand on Louis's shoulder, whispering something calming. Prince William's face reportedly tightened, visibly caught off guard by what had just unfolded. Camilla, her smile, described by insiders as awkward and tight, tried to deflect the moment, but it was too late. Louis wasn't done. In his innocent but piercing way, he added, "She said she'd play games with me, but she didn't. She just told me to go away and sat there doing nothing." His words cut through the room like glass. It wasn't just a random complaint. It was a direct accusation of being dismissed, ignored by someone meant to hold a place of warmth and importance in his life. And it wasn't just anyone. It was the Queen Consort of the United Kingdom. When children speak, there's often no filter. They don't sugarcoat. They don't plot. They don't perform. That's what makes their words so powerful and dangerous. In Louis's case, his comment might have simply been frustration bubbling over. But to the adults in the room, it struck a chord. Was this just a fleeting moment of honesty from a child? Or was it a reflection of something deeper, an emotional distance, a strained connection, or perhaps an echo of how others in the family have quietly felt? Prince Louis, despite his age, is growing up in a world of scripted appearances, expectations, and carefully managed optics. But he's still a child, one who's not afraid to call it like he sees it. And in that moment, he may have revealed more truth than any carefully written royal statement ever could. To understand the weight of Louis's words, you have to understand the woman at the center of it all. Queen Camilla has walked a long and rocky road toward acceptance. Once vilified as the woman who disrupted the fairy tale of Charles and Diana, she spent years enduring headlines, judgment, and a divided public. For decades, she was painted as the villain in a royal love triangle that captivated the world. Even now, as Queen Consort, Camilla's image remains polarizing. While King Charles has gone to great lengths to legitimize and elevate her role, many still view her through the lens of Diana's shadow. And if adults still struggle to reconcile her place within the monarchy, what does that say about the children who have absorbed the stories, the tension, and the quiet emotional shifts in the household? Perhaps Louis's words weren't just about a broken promise to play a game, but a deeper, unspoken discomfort passed down through years of subtle cues. Raising royal children has always come with impossible expectations. But William and Kate have tried to do things differently. They've rejected the cold, distant traditions of past royal parenting and instead embraced emotional openness and hands-on involvement. The Wales children are being raised with empathy, freedom to express themselves, and a chance to grow up feeling heard. But that modern approach also means that when a child like Louis speaks freely, especially in a setting full of adults, there's a risk of truth slipping out. And that's exactly what happened. William, according to sources, took a breath and gently explained to Louis that everyone in the family has their own role, and that Camilla has a different kind of journey. It was diplomatic, protective, but even in those words lies an acknowledgement that this situation was fragile and potentially explosive. What about the king? Charles has spent years, not months, years, carefully engineering Camilla's position beside him. From Duchess of Cornwall to Queen Consort, her rise has been nothing short of a strategic operation. And to hear his grandson say she's lying in a room full of family must have hit like a slap to the face. Reports suggest that Charles, ever the diplomat, chuckled nervously and chalked it up to a child's lack of tact. But behind closed doors, it's likely he felt the sting, not just for Camilla's sake, but for the perception this moment could create. The image of a queen consort being called out, truthfully or not, by her own step-grandchild threatens the very harmony Charles has worked so hard to preserve. It didn't take long for the media to get wind of what happened. And once they did, it exploded. Social media platforms lit up. Hashtags like hashtag Team Louis and hashtag Camilla Exposed began trending. Some praised Louis for his honesty, saying children often see what adults pretend not to. Others called the entire ordeal inappropriate, accusing the press of exploiting a child's innocent remark for royal drama. Supporters of Princess Diana saw the moment as poetic justice, a new generation unknowingly rejecting the woman they still blame for Diana's pain. Meanwhile, Camilla's defenders pushed back, insisting that no one should be judged based on a 6-year-old's feelings. The debate wasn't just about Louis. It was about memory, legacy, and the wounds that never fully healed. Louis's comment may seem small, just a child expressing himself. But in the world of royalty, nothing is small. Every gesture, every glance, every slip of the tongue can reveal tectonic shifts beneath the surface. And this one moment may have done just that, because it wasn't just about Camilla failing to play a game. It was about perception, relationship, trust, and maybe just the distance that still exists between the Windsor family and the people who surround them. If a 6-year-old can feel that something's not right, how many others are quietly thinking the same thing? So was Prince Louis simply being a kid, calling out an adult who broke a promise? Or did he unknowingly expose a lingering rift at the heart of the royal family? One thing's for sure, his honesty, however innocent, opened a window into a palace that prefers its curtains closed. What do you think? Was this just childhood candor, or a glimpse into royal truth? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more revealing insights from behind palace doors.